Throughout history, we, as humans, have used the power of our minds to achieve incredible and amazing feats. In reality, our minds are simply tools we use to create our thoughts. And the quality of our thoughts determines the quality of our experiences. A simple shift in perception will quickly and easily improve how you feel and what you believe is possible, helping you to achieve all of your personal goals, even those that previously seemed unattainable. Join us now as we explore the vast landscapes of our minds. This is Mind Over Matter. Good evening and welcome to Mind Over Matter. I'm Brandolyn Jokiel.
And I'm Mitch Friedman.
And we teach people how to use the power of their mind to feel better, overcome obstacles, and reach their goals.
It's a mouthful, but it's a perfect plan.
It is, and I just love our job, Mitch. I just love that we get to help people feel better, like in all different kinds of ways. When we say the words feel better, just insert feeling you want here.
Joy, comfort, whatever it is, just well-being, just more well-being. I know I was thinking about that. I did a lot of sessions this week, and every person that left, no matter what the issue was and what the situation was, just by the virtue of that, just relaxing. I know we've talked a lot about stress and what it does to the body, but just for people to have permission to relax for like an hour and a half, just changes everything.
It certainly does. I'm reading a book right now called Ladies Who Launch, and it's about businesswomen, basically, and it's about women taking time to really understand what's important in their lives, because typically we approach business a little bit differently than men do, and a lot of it is about giving permission to honor yourself and to take care of yourself in whatever way that means for you. And they had an exercise in it which is list 100 things you love to do, or you love to even see, like fresh flowers. So things like that. And I thought, 100 things? I can't do that, was my first thought. And I was reading it actually before we taped today, and I thought, just grab your clipboard and start writing. And before I knew it, I had 37 things down. And it was so easy. I mean, when I thought about it, things that I love. Oh, fresh flowers in my house, taking a nap, playing with my kitty.
Just a sunny day.
A sunny day, yes. So many things that bring us joy. So anyhow,
it's such a good way to start the day, too. You know, since you brought that up, I always start my day off, when I think about it, which is most of the time, thinking of 3 things. Somebody gave me this plan years and years ago that when you wake up in the morning, think of 3 things that you appreciate. And it could be about anything, about your life, about your animals, about other people, about yourself. And just pick 3 things, and it doesn't really matter what those 3 things are. As soon as you step into appreciation, you're kind of accessing that superconscious place that Brandy and I have talked about, really accessing that problem-solving part of your mind and just really opening up to a lot more joy, and feels really good.
It does feel good. I had a fantastic weekend last week after we watched we had filmed our segment on playing, and I had some friends come up. I've talked about my friends Scott and Renee before that live in Las Cruces. Well, this time they came to Albuquerque, and they work really hard. They're very hard workers, but when we get together, I've known Renee since we were in 2nd grade, so we've known each other for 30 years now. So the way we connect is through play. That's all we ever did when we were kids. So they came up, and they have kids, and the kids are playing, and Renee looks at me, and we live across the street from a park, and she's like, let's go to the park and swing. And I said, it's windy outside. She's like, oh, stop being such a grown-up. Come on, let's go swing. So here are all of us, the grown-ups and the kids. We all just descend onto the park, and we're on the swings, and we used to do these things on the monkey bars called cherry drops, where you put your knees up on there. So we're trying to get our knees up on the bars. And we could actually get up there. I didn't drop from the bar. I chickened out on that. Bernie and Scott were playing tag on the field. They were running. Scott was actually able to get on a big wheel, one of those little tricycle things for kids, while I rode a scooter. We had a race. It was just so much fun. And, admittedly, I would not have gone unless Renee had needled me, because It was windy, and I was like, oh, and then the wind blows in my face. And once you start playing, you forget about all of those things.
I know it's about mud and dirt and wind and messy. And
yeah, so it was a really great weekend. How about you, Mitch?
Yeah, I had a pretty good weekend. Yeah, it was quiet, and I spent a lot of, I'm figuring out, I'm switching from a PC to a Mac, so it seems like every free second I have is trying to figure out all these different programs. But I'm getting it down, and I'm to the point now where it's actually fun. So if anybody has any Mac advice out there, it's yourmindthatmatters.com, and our information is there. You can contact us and email us with any kind of Mac advice that you have.
Yes, and going along the Mac and PC debate, as we see the commercials out there, and I'm a PC and I'm a Mac, we're here to tell you, I'm currently a PC.
I'm currently a Mac.
We get along just fine. We need more togetherness in the world. Doesn't matter what computer you have. Yeah. You can still get along.
So, yeah.
Speaking about the world, some stuff that's coming up, and everybody knows about it, and our point is not to belabor it, but the swine flu situation. I think, Mitch, you have a few words on that while I'm queuing up the first clip.
It was funny because this morning, the first thing I hear of when I turn on the TV is this swine flu thing, and it started in Mexico. I haven't heard anything about it because I haven't been watching the news, which is always a good thing. But the swine flu, it hit Mexico, and now they show all these people all over the world walking around with masks on. They just make it look like hysteria and chaos and an epidemic. I mean, it just looked like some kind of big epidemic happening. And first call I get in the morning is a friend of mine moving an interview that we were supposed to do because she's starting to feel sick and worried about the swine flu, and I started really getting it. I know when they get on the news and they start saying this is going to be the worst flu season ever, that people actually start getting the flu just by the virtue of that.
Or the symptoms of the flu.
The symptoms of the flu, and they're making it up. It's all in their mind. We're teaching a class right now on pain control, and I found this great article about Dristan, and this was done in the 60s, and the drug company that had Dristan there was kind of a slowdown for this drug. So they made up a disease, the sinus, called the sinus cold.
Headache.
Sinus headache, that's what it was, exactly, a sinus headache. And as soon as they made that up, all of a sudden, thousands and thousands of people started getting these sinus headaches.
Right, they started writing about sinus headaches, and they did all the symptoms, and then people all of a sudden had all these symptoms of sinus headaches.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. So just by the virtue of hearing something and saying yes to it, we get to create a lot of that stuff in our lives, a lot of those experiences. So the only reason we're bringing this up right now about the swine flu is that when you hear about that, just ask yourself, if that's what I don't want, what do I want instead? And there's lots of different ways that people can start talking about that. See yourself in really good health, well-being, feeling good throughout your day, going to sleep at night, feeling clear and refreshed and feeling really energized and really healthy, waking up feeling even better than that. So start future pacing. Start seeing yourself moving through your life every day. See yourself in the future with perfect health. And when you start hearing about that swine flu, just say, no, I'm not going there. What I want is, and set a really clear intention. Be really deliberate with your thoughts.
The first time I saw it, and I see a lot of my news online or either through the Albuquerque Journal, when I first saw that at the end of last week or so, I said to myself, the first words in my mind were, I'm strong, healthy, and vibrant in my body. Because I've had that little panic feeling, and I thought about my kids, and I mean, it's just very natural to want to protect and survive. Right. But I thought, I'm healthy, strong, and vibrant in my body, and I've been saying that, and my wonderful, sweet mother knows that I don't watch a lot of news, so she called me today to make sure that I knew that this epidemic was coming. And she said, I don't want to be doom and gloom, but I want you to be informed. And I said, of course. And she asked me if I knew the symptoms, and I said I didn't. So she ran down a list of the symptoms, and I thought, actually, that's really good. Not so that we can create the symptoms in our body, because I'm still strong, healthy, and vibrant, but in case you do begin to feel those things, go to the doctor, get it checked out. My body's a feedback loop. If I began to have a fever and have all of these different things, I'm not going to sit there going, I'm strong, healthy, and vibrant in my body. I'm going to go to the doctor because this can be a serious illness. So, advocating correct medical care when you become ill or sick or in pain. If you're not there and you're hearing about this all around you, keep positive thoughts in your mind so you don't have to go there. But if you are feeling yucky, go see a doctor. Go see a medical doctor. Always, always, always.